Good morning, teacher and classmate. Today we are going to talk about the documentary 9/11. Um, okay, watching Fahrenheit 9/11 was an eye-opening and impactful experience. Mm, Michael Moore presents a powerful critique of the political and economic decisions that led to the Iraq War and how these decisions affected millions of people. The film made me reflect on the importance of the questioning official narratives, seeking information from various sources to form an informed opinion. Additionally, I was surprised by the connection Moore draws between the Bush administration and the economic interest of large corporations. This made me think about how power and money can influence political decisions, which is crucial to understand as a future professional in the field of international business. In summary, Fahrenheit 9/11 is not only an information documentary, but also a call to action for young people to become more involved in political and social issues and not accept everything present to them without questioning it. And what do you think, Jade?
Okay, following the introduction, I'd like to focus on the main points of Fahrenheit 9/11. The film, directed by Michael Moore, looks into President Bush's decision after the 9/11 attacks, especially the reasons behind the war in Iraq. More questions the connection between the Bush family and Saudi leaders, suggesting that money, particularly from oil, may have influenced these decisions. Um, the movie also shows the impact of the war on soldiers or army and the American public, highlighting the consequence of the one major awards and remains an important critic of U.S. politics and war. What about you, Pedro?
It's very but when we see the documentary. But if I want to talk about one of the main points is the one of the people and the government in the USA take decisions about in other countries. We know that 9/11 it's one of the is one of the historic events in the history of humanity because thousands of people dies. It's uh, it's after and before. So the different research in other countries about the people that who made this what a monster we had that kill for any ideology or any opinion that it's different with the other persons is very sad to see that. My opinion is that we had to see other opinions and we had to know search some opinions. If it's different, well, it's more like um, shares and respect the opinion. What about you, Hector?
Uh, in my case, in the documentary Fahrenheit 9/11, it's a it's a that after a powerful and controversial critique of the George Bush administration, but focusing on its response on 9/11 and the invasion of Iraq, it takes advantage of his connection with the Bin Laden and the fear that had been left in the people. Lying to his people, forcing them to go through a period of war that could have been avoided and not suffer so many casualties. In this documentary, we can see how Michael Moore used his characteristic provocate still to point out possible conflicts of interest and questionable decisions, seeking to awaken skepticism about the realization begin in the war. What do you think, Anna?
Well, for me, the documental now he was really unexpected and surprising. See how the Michael Moore, the director, I think yes. Well, more in highlight in this documental, he highlights how these elections I remember, especially with the controversy over Florida votes, set the stage for the Bush administration more than how these actions in the years that follow it. So, it's like that more introduce close ties between the Bush family and its elite. Yes, that's how he goes to the point to the 9/11 what had happened in the 2001. Yes, and playing these that relationship have may have influenced the decisions made by the administration, especially after the September 11 attacks. Yeah, I would say it. Well, yes, how that I think that he used a real footage, personal reflections, they recount to the horror to that day, how shows how the people reactions to that scene, how the plane crashed between the two towers. Yes, well, he quickly transitioned to examining the Bush administration reaction to the attacks, how he was reading to the kids that day, how to I think was thinking about it after people talk about them, tell him to what's happening right now, of what's happening now. And yes, more of of the film delves into reasons for the Iraq invasions and how the more argues that it was less about fighting terrorists and more about advancing economic interests. We can see it more of that, particularly those who was connected to the oil industry and defense contracts. Well, yes, and finally, I think more brings the viewer, us back to the domestic implications of the war, particularly how it affects ordinary Americans, normal people who have nothing with the war. We all has in USA with Iraq. Yes, he emphasized how the poorest members of the society were these well, it was really affected with that war was happening in that year. With many young people from low income backgrounds being recruited into the military. Yes, it was really sad. So yes, I think this.